the timestamp. Today is March the 1st, 2021. Hi everybody. I just wanted to make a quick video to let you know what's going on with me. I figured this was easier than just trying to type out a big long email. First I want to say I appreciate all the love and support that everybody's shown and given to me in this time. It's a very tough time for everybody right now, and it's just nice to know that I have lots of good friends and neighbors, family. They're all looking out for me, and I sincerely appreciate it. Couldn't do it without all the support. So what's gone on with me over the past month is just out of the blue, no symptoms or anything. One night I started having seizures and had to be transported to the hospital where they did scans, transported to Baptist Health in Wake Forest where they did more scans and found out that I've got it's a primary brain tumor, and it's on my left frontal lobe, which is really all of this part here. And you can do your research to see what all that entails, but there's a lot of engineering in there, unfortunately, and language is in there, problem solving, and everything that I would normally need for my daily function. So it's kind of important that I keep that and not lose that. So it's looking at the scans and talking to the doctors. It's relatively large. Can't really tell because of the swelling, and we'll know in the next day or so exactly how big it is, and I'll go into that in a minute. But that's where it all started. That was about a month ago, and this has been a very slow growing tumor. It's been in there for years, and will keep and continue to grow, so if left unchecked. So what I've done is we had a biopsy of it, and it was determined to be a class 2 or a WHO class 2, World Health Organization class 2, which is a low grade glioma. The official term for it is a astrocytoma, and I'll try to put that in text so you can see it. There's pros and cons, I guess, to that. The first is it's not a distinguishable mass that's in there. In other words, it's not like a lemon or a grapefruit or a golf ball where they can just go in and it has clear boundaries where they can cut it out. It's actually grown in with good brain cells. So there's good and bad, and they're mixed together, but it's growing. And it's a class 2, which means it hasn't turned over and started growing faster like a grade 3 or a grade 4, which you've heard in the news what John McCain had, and Ted Kennedy. It's not that. It's not that same thing. It's very slow growing, but still, if left unchecked, my lifespan would be limited. So we've talked with several doctors, neurosurgeons, oncologists, radiation oncologists, and I've decided that the best course of action is to have as much of it removed now as we can, and that schedule for surgery is set for this Thursday. That'll be the 4th, I believe, of March 2021. So and today is the 1st of March 2021. So this is kind of like my video documentary of how I'm speaking now and how I'm thinking, because I'm just kind of going off the cuff with this based on my memory. And I just wanted to bring you up to speed as to where we are now. So going forward, I'll leave for the hospital tomorrow, and by Thursday afternoon I'll wake up from the surgery and I'm going to be just fine. There are risks with the surgery, and those risks could be some language issues, trouble finding words, and some other things. I'm not focusing on those risks right now. I'm focusing on getting through and doing what it takes to get better. This is going to be a little bit about the surgery. It's going to be very technologically advanced. I'm going to one of the premier surgeons in the world to have this done. His name is Dr. Alan Friedman, if you want to look him up. He's a pioneer in this field. Does only brains, only these tumors, and it's at the Duke Cancer Center in Durham here in North Carolina. The way we're going to do that is, first he'll do a functional MRI on my brain. So he'll map where my speech center is, ask me questions, solve problems, talk to me about different things, and the MRI will show the areas where those centers are. So he'll know, and he can use computers to help map where he goes and removes the tumor. Additionally, while I'm having the surgery, I'll be awake. So that's kind of the scary part. I'm just thinking of Silence of the Lambs. Anyway, or Red Dragon. So the purpose of me being awake is, even though we've got all the computer mapping and all this, and he still will take probes and make sure that he'll stimulate areas of my brain before he does anything, to make sure that it doesn't affect my movement, my speech, and my eloquent areas that I have. Problem solving, there's going to be somebody asking me questions all the time. So every precaution is being taken to make sure that I don't lose any of the cognitive abilities that I have now. But there is a risk that I will. So that's where we are. It's a very serious time. Everybody's under a lot of stress, and I think when Friday comes, Thursday when I'm done with the surgery, and then Friday recuperating, I think everybody is going to breathe a sigh of relief when I'm done, and I'm back to my good old mean self, and hopefully funny self, and nothing's changed. So anyway, that's it. I hope that is better than a long email. Again, I appreciate everybody's thoughts and attention, and I think everything's going to be okay, and I will send another video letting you know as soon as I'm able to. I plan to come home on Monday. So all right, I will see everybody. I'll talk to you on Friday. You'll know on Friday. We'll know on Friday how it went.